facilities in the hospital are not good, and now I think it's improving. And he is from Jipman, and it was like going from one planet to another, because even though government hospital is in Egmore, and then this is about 2 kilometers away, and Shankanatla was another world. And I think to get oriented, and it is right from going from vernacular medium to an English medium college, and it was like that. And I think I'm glad settled there, and then now really doing well. So right from my first standard, I always wanted to be an eye doctor, because my father, were ophthalmologist, and I followed my dream of being only the best and nothing lesser. And I'm grateful to my father, who's an ophthalmologist, who is now with me, and right now is on a vacation in Chennai. And my grandfather, late Dr Natarajan, was all working for the government of Tamil Nadu. I'm glad we have an oration in the name of him in Veterinary Society of India. And my father gave me the gift of education, and my mother extended the support, who's no more with me, but she's ever blessing me. So you will not believe, I paid only 228 rupees as my fees for my medical education, that is for the first MBBS. And I'm also, I don't know whether, I never believe luck, but I have written that. I don't know, I'm destined probably to work with Dr. Natarajan, and that's what I wrote to him on, because I did my oral examination of a diploma of ophthalmology in April '84, and the same day I went in the evening to ask him, does he have any microsurgery fellowship? Because that year, the year before in All India in Cochin, I think we had a major food poisoning with the fish. And I remember we had a first time microsurgery workshop by Professor Madan Mohan from All India Institute that time. And I attended that, and I was impressed that ophthalmology should be done only under microscope. And those days, microscope was not available anywhere, and government ophthalmology was about to come, and Shankanatla was using our microscope, because Dr. Badrinath was trained in Boston and also in New York Infirmary, and nobody was allowing us to touch the microscope in government eye hospital. And that time I went to ask him, can I learn microsurgery from you? He said, I don't have any other separate microfellowship training. If you want, you can do only joint retina and with this, and that too, if you have to decide and tell me whether you want to join or don't want to join right now. And if you join, you cannot work with your father. And that was his condition. And I had to tell yes or no at that time. And that was the interview come selection, and he didn't see my certificates. He never saw it. And I think I joined the next day without even certificate, and I think I did an extended fellowship because it's out of term, and I just joined. And he had that, I should say stupid system, or pyramid system, I don't know if you remember that. The 4 fellows will join, and then every 3 months one fellow has to be chucked out. It's terrible. I think it was depression to many. I don't remember the doctor's name. I remember one lady at least. I mean, she went into depression. And I think there's no question of bad and good, but somehow he insisted, and he did it for a year. And in my batch, only me and Arun Helens continued, and all the rest were left. And I think it was a whole Shankaracharya, only 2 fellows at a particular time after finishing, Dr. Giridhar, Dr. Gopal, and Dr. Madhavan finished. So I think it was a great learning. So I think I had the opportunity to work with the greatest people. I am grateful to Mata, Pita, Guru, Mitra, and Deva for all the best wishes and blessings. So I thought, even though I'm from a family of ophthalmologists, like they were only doing government practice, so the government work and little practice in the evening. So they didn't make much money, but I think they gave me the virtues of life, and that's what I thought is important. And also, I think when I was young, because my father failed MS 3 times in spite of his own teacher, Dr. J. Abraham, who knew that he was good, but he was totally introvert, and he did not open his mouth in the Viva. And we all know that the Viva is the most important part of our career in the exam. And since he didn't even open his mouth, he said, how can I give a pass? So for that sake, he trained me from when I was a crying child. I'm sure everybody was crying, but generally crying because if something is missing, like rubber is missing, cry. You play a carom game and then you lose, I cry. So I was like 200, so he thought he should do something. So he put me to become an introvert to extrovert. Now I'm sure he's feeling bad that I become such an extrovert, because I used to be shy, every time run behind my mother and stand for anything, and this I'm saying between the age of 3 and 5. And that time he put me on All India Radio live programs, where there was a program for children. At 3 o'clock it was coming on air live, as an All India radio, but you had to go to the All India radio station at 9 in the morning, do rehearsal the whole day, and then there was a training of, there was no recording. So you are training of going near the microscope, even breathing, and even giving the paper. So if you just keep a paper, the whole thing will come as a big sound in the air. So I think it was a great experience, and I did several programs, and I used to get 10 rupees check and signed by the All India station director on behalf of President of India. I don't know why it was like that. And I used to be thrilled because at the age of 6 and 7 you get a 10 rupees check, and I don't know what was because my father's salary was 300 rupees I think. So it was a great motivation, and he sent me for a lot of quiz competition. Then he also made me to take part in extempore debates and also elocution competition. And in that, I so happened elocution competition was always in, topic was Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna's teaching. So I used to mug up without knowing the meaning, but now I know the meaning. And one thing I remember is Swami Vivekananda says is, arise, awake, stop not until you reach the goal. And that was there as a saying in my father's car, which was always there. So I met our family friend V.G. Pandit, which I think probably the South will know the VGP, or VGP Golden Beach is there. So he used to tell me that if you have a dream, you will say in you have the dream, go to sleep with the dream, and also get up with the same dream in the mind, and you will achieve it. And without realizing, my prayer was that I should be an internationally renowned ophthalmologist, without knowing the meaning what is international ophthalmologist, but I think I am on the way to it. And what do you want to cook? There are different success recipes, and you all know cooking is a process. What's your definition of success? Unless you know what success dish you are going to cook, it is useless to ask for a success recipe. There are several, I think the green book are you giving, Rishi? And Rishi is our fellow, huh? Why have you give the book? Why? Okay, anyway, you can give, no problem, anyway, you can give it and you can go through it. So in that, there are several definitions of success which I have printed. So one of the best I like is, success is the one when you can be happy and make others happy, and success is when you can love and when you can be loved, and success is when you are at peace with yourself and also with God, cosmic laws and people around you. So I think if that is success, because all positions come and go, and I think the success is doing that and being happy and make everybody happy. And Swami Chinmayananda says, give maximum happiness to maximum number of people, maximum number of times. And I think that's what I do. I think you make others happy, you are happy. And the different success recipes, you need to know your key motivators, your values and priorities in life. Your strengths and weaknesses are also things you need to understand. That's why the management philosophy is SWOT, that is strength, weakness, opportunity and threats. And success is a process. When using your success recipe, it takes time to learn from your mistakes. And I think mistakes happen, but you become an idiot when you make the same mistake again and again. Constant learning and practicing makes you better at what you are doing. That increases your chance of success, and I think that's what we learn. As I mentioned, why I remember is making a sclerotomy look simple now, but I think those days without sutures and a 20 gauge, even before that, we have also used the whisk. And I mean, making an incision it looks simple, but I think closing it is so difficult. And I remember spending half an hour, 45 minutes closing the wound, and still leaks. So I think practicing more and more, and that's why I think you have to. If you read that Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers, he says an expert is one when you have practiced 10,000 hours. So when the Mark Spitz got the 7 gold medals in swimming, the press reporter went and told him, "You are lucky to have, I think maybe the luckiest day in your life. What do you say, Mark?" And that fellow said, "My foot, what luck?" He says, "I have spent 16,000 hours in the water, and the water knows what I have done." So I think to become successful, you should work hard, and work hard, and you should enjoy. And that's why Osho says, if you see somebody, whether they are working or they are playing, if you don't know, and that's enjoyment. And that's why people who go to work are stressed. People who go and work with passion are the people who enjoy, and that's what I do. And that's why, when Shivananda's talk, he mentioned